Hi you guys, my name is Raven and today I'm going to show you guys how to do a smoky eye tutorial. If you don't know what smoky eye makeup is, it's usually like a lighter foundation in the inside and then towards the corners it gets a lot darker. You usually see this look on celebrity. So I hope you guys really enjoy this and request for more. I'm actually going to put this onto my hand, do a couple squirts. And I'm going to apply this to her face. I actually like using the sponge brushes because it actually blends it a lot more and it actually absorbs all the extra stuff. I know some people like using actual long pencil brushes when I prefer to use a sponge brush. So as you do this, you make sure you completely blend it out. Usually when you get to the cheek areas, you like to push the foundation more so back than bringing it forward because then it gets really dark around the chin area. This color is actually more of you usually go not necessarily a shade darker, but you want to go something with more of a glow darker, so then therefore you have more of a glow when you apply the foundation on. Right now I'm actually going to use the MAC concealer cover up after I apply the foundation, so therefore areas like around her eyes and above her eyes I can actually give it more of a highlight instead of a low light. Actually, I'm also using a different kind of sponge brush. This is the triangle sponge brush. So I'm just going to put this on my finger and I'm going to put it underneath her eyes. Look up. And on her eyelid. Once that is completely blended out, then I applied her foundation and I also added the concealer over the foundation, therefore so it could add a highlight underneath her eyes. You want to get closer to the camera so they can see exactly what it looks like. And therefore it's all even all the way around. And like I said before, under her eyes she does have less baggage. It's more of a highlight. What I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a base eyeshadow. Primers with their eyeshadow, which also works very well. What primers do is you apply them on your eye and whatever eyeshadow that you put on usually pop. I actually have a MAC primer that I will not be using today because this is more of a low budget kind of makeup thing. You don't necessarily have to use MAC makeup all the time. So what I'm going to use is I've actually got some small eyeshadow palettes like this. And most eyeshadow palettes come with a lighter tone, which is more going to be like your highlighting, which is where you highlight your eyebrows and you highlight the inside or corner of your eye. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a purple highlighter. And this is from CoverGirl. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from the tear duct of her eye and work my way halfway to like right where the arch of my eyebrow is. And you just lightly apply that. And like I said, you take it to the arch of the eyebrow and you can work it all the way up. Like this. Alright, after we've done that and we've gotten from the inner tear duct part of her eye out till about halfway, we've highlighted that area with a lighter color eyeshadow. And if you like, you can go ahead and take more of that same color and you're going to highlight the brow line from the inside of the brow and follow it all the way out. And with this, I've actually used a regular eyeshadow application brush. This is from Avon. Alright, from this point on, now what you have left is you're going to have the outer corners and your actual contour line that has no eyeshadow on it. I'm also going to use another CoverGirl Smokey Eye palette. This is actually meant for this kind of makeup. What this is it's a gray and black palette. I'm going to take the gray. You could use the same brush. I'm going to apply the gray to exactly where I just applied the light eyeshadow on. And I'm going to follow right over the same exact place where I already applied the eyeshadow. But instead of taking it all the way out to the outer brow line, I'm just going to follow it up to the middle and stop it right there. Therefore you can see a little bit of the silver. And you follow that all the way out. And with the silver, you only take it up to right here. I don't take it all the way out like I did the highlighting eyeshadow. Completed the foundation, and we've actually applied a highlight to the eye line, the eyebrow line, and right above the eyeshadow, the eyelash line. And then we applied our silver smoky eye color. And now what we're about to do is we're going to go ahead and darken and finish out the eyeshadow. Right now I'm going to use a blending brush. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take from another palette. This is a Revlon Smoky Eye Color Rush palette. I'm going to take the gray from this palette, and then I'm going to apply it to the corners. This is not as glittery as the other one. This is more of a gray, a flat gray, instead of more like a shimmery gray. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from right here of the eye, and I'm going to bring it out to a point. So I'm going to follow the eye, the eyelash line in the bottom corner, and I'm going to follow the crease. I'm going to do the same step using the same gray to the other eye. I'm going to take the original brush that I started with, because this is more of a fluffy brush while this one was more of a stiffer brush. And I'm going to take black this time, only a very light amount of black. I don't use that much black. And I'm going to go back in the corners where I just used the smoky gray. Most eyes are shaped wherever the end of your eyebrow is usually where you could take your eyeshadow out to, and you pretend like there's a imaginary circle that carries it completely out. So what I've done is I've taken the black and I've carried it all the way to the eyebrow bone, and then I filled the circle right here on both sides. As of right now, I've applied the silver in the inside corner of her tear ducts, which also carried out, and then I put a gray base on top of that, and then I added the black shimmer over that to cause the smoky effect. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back with my blending brush, and I'm going to take some more black on the tip of my blending brush, and I'm going to come in a little bit closer on the bottom part of the eye. As of right now, you guys can see that she has the light in the inside, which follows out her eyebrow line, and then the dark in the corners. Now look up. Some of it has fallen to the underneath, which is completely fine. What you're going to do is you're going to take either your flat sponge or your triangle sponge, whatever you prefer to use, and you're just going to clean it right on out. Okay. I prefer the fluffy brush. I feel like it's better for blending. I'm going to take the gray again, and I'm going to touch up any flaws or any empty spots where the shadow did not completely fill in. That is the smoky eye. And it follows all the way through. I hope you guys are enjoying this tutorial so far. As of right now, the only thing left that I'm going to do is go ahead and apply her eyeliner and her mascara and some lip gloss, and we're going to be done. Smoky eye look. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to put some Lenore Intense liquid eyeliner. This is from L'Oreal. It's a felt tip eyeliner, liquid eyeliner, and it's black. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it the wing effect, but I'm going to make it a very thin line. So what I do is I start very close to the eyelash line. Advantages of the felt tip is that since it's a spongy tip, it doesn't really bend, and like sometimes when you use liquid eyeliner with the brush, sometimes the hairs of the brush kind of go separate ways and it messes up the eyeliner. This is exactly what it looks like up close. And I'm going to apply the same effect and the same steps. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the felt tip. I'm going to start in the middle of the eyelash line and follow it all the way out. Once I go over that, maybe like 2 or 3 times to make sure it's dark and as straight as I want it to be, then I take it to the inner of the tear duct and I follow it all the way out. An angled brush, which looks like this. And I'm going to go with the same exact black that I used for the eyeshadow in the corners. And I'm going to go underneath the bottom of her eyelash, of her waterline. Look up. And I don't go all the way, I just do the bottom corner so it adds to the smoky effect. See? And it goes very well with the corner of her eyes. And now all I'm going to do now is I'm going to apply some CoverGirl Lash Exact. This is more of a comb mascara. So what this does is this actually separates them very well and it adds length. A very simple look. I'm a big eyelash fan, so I believe that CoverGirl Lash Exact, which is a very thin brush, and then there's actually Super Thick by CoverGirl, which is more of a peachish pink tube, which adds like the clumping and the more volume effect. I feel like those are actually the best cheap mascaras that work very well. They're good quality mascaras for the price. What this does, like I said before, this adds length. Now, since I've done that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit more of the concealer that I used earlier. Look up for me. Apply it again underneath her eye. And I'm just going to blend that with my finger. And now that she has her smoky eye look completed, she has the liquid eyeliner with the wing tips, and she has her mascara completely done and her foundation done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a light lip gloss. This lip gloss is actually by MAC. I actually prefer anytime I'm using a light color, even if it's a nude base color, sometimes it gets sticky to the lips and it breaks on the lip. So what I like to use is some kind of chapstick to smooth out the lips. Just a shimmery MAC lip gloss. It's a peach tone. So I'm just going to completely put it all over the lips. And she's going to rub it on in. Alright, and it gives it a simple gloss. And this is the ending product.